You're listening to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news wrap on Desert Rock FM 96.5. Welcome back to the Betoota Advocate weekly news bulletin. You're joined by myself, Clancy Overell. We've got Errol Parker here, and we've got Wendell Hussey. How are yous all?
I'm alright, mate. Just counting down the days until Christmas, but it's like this year just won't end. This year is still kicking along like Rasputin. I've taken this year out into the snow. I've shot it in the back of the head. I've cut a hole in the ice. I've pushed the corpse of this bloody year into the icy pond, and it came out of the pond, and it's back at my dinner table, mate. I can't get rid of it.
With Omicron this time, though.
Yeah, coming back around. Yeah, feeling very empty. Clancy, the Betoota Municipal Council Christmas party that we were at last night really knocked me around, so I'm going slow. How are you going?
You will learn one day, young fella, that
one day I'll get
open
there.
bar doesn't necessarily mean hanging around these losers until the early hours. I've made that mistake myself. And it can land you in trouble. You end up telling them too much, when really it's our job to be getting information out of them, particularly with
Well, look, it's a symbiotic relationship in a regional town.
Yeah, I know. Well, this West Betoota Airport, I was hoping to get to the bottom of it last night, but no luck. We'll try again on New Year's Eve. What's up first this week, Wendell?
Well, the first headline I've got for you two today is about the Prime Minister's trip down to the Bathurst 1000 race. It reads as a direct quote from the Prime Minister himself, and it's like this. How good's turning the Bathurst 1000 into a personal branding exercise and getting booed mercilessly?
Bathurst, the real race that stops the nation, and the faux knockabout bloke who moonlights as the Prime Minister drew some heavy sighs and some heavy boos after he decided to rock up and do a hot lap of the famous mountain down there in the central western New South Wales.
Yes, and in a sign that the bloke in chief might be starting to face repercussions for his little porky pies and tall stories, a chorus of boos came his way from the top of the mountain up there with the real V8 fans, as the motoring diehards decided they weren't a fan of a pretentious city bloke trying to appropriate their proud culture of petrol-headedness.
Yeah, one local supercar fan told The Advocate this morning that they booed the Prime Minister at the Bathurst 1000 because they know that he doesn't follow the V8s, he just pretends to like them. He said, and I quote, "It's fine if you don't like the supercars, but it's not fine to be full of shit, and being full of shit is worse than being a lefty."
Here, you can't be talking about electric vehicles one week and going out to Bathurst for a photo shoot the next. Fox Sports did briefly report on the Prime Minister getting booed at Bathurst, but that article has since been taken offline after the editors came back from the Christmas party and realised the interns were actually departing from editorial policy to ever criticise the current Prime Minister. So we'll see. We'll see how he goes. Election's not far off.
I don't know. I think Rupert's backed his horse, mate.
And he does like backing winners, old Rupert. Now, our second story is about another person who is potentially full of shit. And the headline is, "Don't teachers get enough days off?" Sneers Mossman young Liberal working from home in his dad's investment pad.
Yeah, they were striking down there in New South Wales this week, protesting against wage stagnation and the casualisation of the teaching industry. And while plenty of people said, good on them, one man said he was not impressed at all by it.
No, situated down there in the heart of the leafy North Shore, a young Liberal by the name of Atticus Manchester Angus Smith told the teachers their 6 weeks of holidays are just around the corner and they should stop taking the piss. This young bloke who lives rent-free in his old man's investment properties explained that teachers need to realise they've got things pretty good, and jeopardising our kids' future by missing out on a single day of teaching is unacceptable. Comments that weren't well received, perhaps understandably, in both the comments section of that article and, of course, on the streets of Sydney.
Well, hopefully Atticus gets to partake in the, fabled Sydney culture of getting punched in the face, falling back and cracking your head on the pavement and having your organs redistributed into people who are going to put them to better use.
Oh, well, look, we can't expect too much more from a bloke with a triple barrel surname there. Now, here in town, a woman has been forced to stage an intervention after her friend sent her 24 TikTok videos in the space of one night.
Yeah, you hate to read about it, and I tell you what, you'd hate to know what the bloody hell this story was on about. But, it's alleged this problem had been building for quite some time until it reached boiling point. on a night when this woman had clearly had nothing better to do than to spend several hours on the application, which is when she sent the final videos that tipped her friends over the edge.
Yes, after an evening of their phones pinging relentlessly, the good friends decided to take the responsibility upon themselves and stage an intervention. Obviously, the woman in question wasn't particularly receptive at first, but we've been informed that she is coming around and her friends hold hope for a strong recovery.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll try and keep you up to date on that one. I reckon TikTok puts holes in your brain. Moving across to the other side of our great Sunshine State now, and a local man has shown leadership and ordered pizza to a piss up without asking any of these idiots if they've got any requests.
Stunning, brave, courageous. Just a few words that spring to mind when you look at this display from Brisbane this week. After a lunchtime session watching the cricket at the pub turned into an evening session and a trip back to a mate's place, one of the boys in the mix decided to grab the evening by the scruff of the neck and lead from the front.
Yeah, deciding it wasn't smart to open the floor to suggestions about what would inevitably result in some dumb shit being suggested, the captain, named Andy Thomas, decided to just buzz the Pizza Hut down the road and put in an order for pizza and grog. Played the hits like Barbecue Meat Lovers, of course, and saved several things from falling apart at the seams. Mind the pun.
Maybe a Supreme there.
With the vegetables to keep it healthy, yeah, of
the
course.
veggies.
And, you know, maybe a vegetarian one for the Protestants.
Yep. Even vegetarian, because you can get the extra hot Frank's vegetarian, which I believe it's conducive.
Cover
to
a lot of bases there, and the seafood marinara one for the sickos.
Yep.
All right, let's finish it up with another cricket-related story. And a rain delay has forced a local office worker to pass his time this week with a bit of paid employment.
A little bit earlier on in the week, this one was, and it was quite annoying for an old city district man who actually had to spend a little bit of time doing what he's being paid to do. This came after some clouds rolled in over the Gabba in Brisbane and caused the covers to be pulled up over the pitch.
Which means that plenty of people like Ben Wilkins had to find a way to fill their time throughout the day without being able to secretly stream the cricket on his work laptop. Not that you'd want that to happen, but that's the nature of having a game that lasts for 5 full days, I guess.
Indeed.
Yep, well, today's Saturday, boys, so no hiding it today. I've got my work phone out. I'm going to be streaming it off the Channel 7 app on my phone.
Sky Racing on the iPad there for you, Errol.
No, mate. I do my punting analog. I'll be heading down to the local tats, to...
Putting the
Do my
writing on the
tickets.
paper and stuff.
yeah, mate.
Yeah, lovely. Oh, well, that sounds like a good day you've got planned. We'll let you get to it. Thanks, everyone, for joining us once again, and you have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hooroo.
Woolaloo.